This week's video is an easy choice, sadly. It was a hard day yesterday uh, when we learned that we lost David Sanborn. I say we like I know him. I never met him. But he had a huge influence on my life. And as I went through the day yesterday, I was remembering more and more things. And one of the big things I remember is I think I was probably a junior or senior in high school. And I, for some reason, may have saw him play. I know I had heard him play because I was listening to James Taylor's greatest hits at the time. So How Sweet It Is a great solo. Yeah, and I maybe did a little research. I don't even know how I would have done research back in that day without a cell phone. But I remembered seeing that he played on a metal mouthpiece. So I was convinced, let this be a lesson to all of you, I was convinced that I would sound just like that if I was able to put my hands on a metal mouthpiece. And so the little local store in little town of Westboro, Massachusetts happened to have one. Convinced my parents to give me some cash, which was expensive, I think, I remember. And I went down and bought this. I still have it. Oh. The ligature has since busted and has been, I think, a rudimentary soldered. I'm not sure who did that. I don't think I did it, but it doesn't really work anymore. I even tried to get this on the cork. I can't even do it anymore. Anyway, this is a Berg Larsen. I think it was the only one they had. It was probably used. And I rushed home and went down to the basement, and lo and behold, I sounded exactly like myself with what I was playing on before, which I think was a white Brillhart mouthpiece, which I had until I went to college. Anyway, David was a great player, and it was a unique sound, and I've seen many tributes today that were beautiful. How Sweet It Is, Young Americans. My favorite is actually Ooh Baby Baby with Linda Ronstadt. If you get a chance, maybe I'll put a link down here. So this video really isn't a playing video. It's just an homage to David to say thank you, because he was very inspirational, and it just kept on going throughout my life. I saw James Taylor years later after I was a senior in high school and I was in college. I saw James Taylor, and I had the whole rhythm section with him. Kunkel on drums, Leyland Sklar on bass, David Sanborn on saxophone. I could be wrong, but I think Cornelius Bumpus was also with him, who was the saxophone player for the Doobie Brothers. I could be wrong about that, but it was definitely Sanborn. And I remembered when he was playing How Sweet It Is and how great the solo. I couldn't wait, and it was awesome, of course, that he also did some other noodling sort of throughout the song. And when I finally got years later in Captain and Camille, I got to play that solo. So every once in a while, when I'm on stage, I pull the neck strap up just a little bit more and play out of the corner just to see if anybody would come up and say, "Hey, man, I saw what you did there. You're imitating Sanborn." He went something like this. So that was also my first foray into altissimo, which I couldn't do. I couldn't hit those high notes. I think one's a high F sharp and a high G. And I'm not sure I did a great job here either yet. But that's my David Sanborn experience. He was a beautiful player. He really influenced my playing. In fact, last night after dinner, I said to Lady Sax, I'd like to listen to some music. And it's going to be all Sanborn. And I played several things that he had played on. Carly Simon's tune, it's escaping me now, but the things that I really liked. And she said, I can totally see you play like that. That you play like that. My sound tends to be a little darker, but his was so unique. He reminds me of what they say about great artists. You know them when you see them, even if you had never seen their artwork before or heard them before. Use the Cars rock band as an example. If it's a Cars tune, you pretty much know it's the Cars, right? If it's Picasso, you can look at it if you've never seen it before. You go, that might be Picasso, right? That's a sign of a great artist. And when you heard Sanborn play, you knew it was him. Rest easy, big brother in E flat. All right, keep practicing, y'all. Learn your Sanborn solos. They're worth it.